Hi, Dr. Oz. My name is Prentice, and I'm an emotional freedom technique therapist, as well as a registered social worker and a certified yoga teacher. I'm a huge fan of your show, and the biggest reason that I'm a fan is because you teach Americans about their body and about their physical health and their emotional health and their well-being, and you encourage them to take responsibility for that. And I truly admire that, helping people become conscious and aware of the choices that they're making that involve their own physical health and their emotional health. So my job as an emotional freedom technique therapist is to teach others how to help themselves heal from any negative emotion. That includes something like worry, fear, anxiety, stress, being overwhelmed, you name it, any negative emotion. And I think most North Americans experience these at least somewhat on a daily basis to a certain extent. Unfortunately, that's simply the case, right? Most North Americans are really busy and really overwhelmed. So this wonderful 2-minute wonder that I will teach you and just show you a demonstration of, I think would be a great fit for the show. More particularly because it's a technique that Americans can take home and practice themselves so that they can continue to help free themselves from negative emotions that get stored in the body. Now, emotional freedom technique is actually based in ancient Chinese medicine. So it's based on the acupuncture points and the meridian lines of energy that we have in our physical body, which I'm sure you know a little bit about. Now, having studied yoga and some other ancient Chinese arts like Tai Chi and Qigong, I really think that it's a great blend for Western psychology and other methods. So I'll teach you a little bit about the technique and I'll run through a quick little demonstration, and I hope it helps. So feel free to tap along with me. What we're going to do is tune into a negative emotion that we might feel, whether that's fear, anxiety, worry, stress, sadness, anger, frustration, you name it. As you tune into that, or think about that problem, if you want to call it that problem, if you could scale it on a scale of 1 to 10 of how intense it is, then remember that number. Now, if you think about what's causing you stress, and it's about an 8 when you think about it, then hold on to that number and I'll show you how to go through the round. The first thing that we're going to do is tap the karate chop point, which is the side of the hand. You can also tap both karate chop points together. And as we do so, we'll say an affirmation 3 times before we begin tapping the other points. So the first affirmation we would say is, even though I have this stress, we'll just use stress as an example, I can accept myself anyway and give my body permission to relax. Even though I have all this stress, I can give my body permission to relax. Even though I have all this stress, I can accept myself and give my body permission to relax. Now we're going to stay focused on that stressful problem as we tap the rest of the points. The next point is the beginning part of the eyebrow, where we would say this stress. We tap about 7 to 9 times on each point. The outside of the eye, this stress. Under the eye, this stress. Under the nose, this stress. The next point is your chin, this stress. The next point is just beneath the collarbone, this stress. Good, and then the next point is right underneath the arm, about 4 inches under the armpit, and we would say this stress. The next point is the side of your thumb, right beside the nail bed. We would say this stress, staying focused on it in our mind. The first finger, this stress. The middle finger, this stress. We skip the ring finger, move to the pinky finger, this stress. And then the karate chop point again, this stress. Good, and then the top of the head, the crown chakra, or the meaning of 10,000 points in Chinese medicine. Maybe I can let this stress go and let my body relax. And then we take a deep full breath in and a deep full breath out. And then I would ask my client, or we'd ask everybody in the audience, to tune into that problem or that stress. And on a scale of 1 to 10, what most people find is that if they were originally an 8, now they're like a 6 or 4, maybe a 2. And then we would do a remaining round. Even though I still have some of the stress when I think about that problem, I can accept myself and choose to relax instead. Even though I still have some of the stress when I think about that problem, I can choose to relax and accept myself anyway. Even though I still have some of the stress when I think about that problem, I can accept myself and choose to relax instead. This remaining stress at the beginning part of the eyebrow. The outside of the eye, you can do both sides. This remaining stress under the eye, right on the bone, when I think about that problem. This remaining stress under the nose, to your chin point, this remaining stress. To the collarbone point is next, this remaining stress. And then under the arm, this remaining stress. First side of the thumb, this remaining stress. Index finger, this remaining stress. Middle finger, remaining stress. Pinky finger, remaining stress. Karate chop points together, remaining stress. Good, top of the head. Maybe I can choose to let this stress go and choose to relax instead. Then we take a deep full breath in and out. And it really takes only a couple of minutes. Now there's a lot more to the technique, which I won't go into, of course, for purposes of this demonstration. But if you try and feel a little bit of a difference yourself, then I really hope that you'll consider emotional freedom technique for the show. It's a technique that has a lot of layers to it, and it has a lot of potential to help a lot of Americans relieve emotional stress that we of course know is connected to many other diseases and physical ailments in the body. And I think emotional freedom technique is something that Americans will love more so because you can probably do it in 2 to 5 minutes most. So it's not a huge segment that's going to be part of the show, but I think we'll get a lot of questions about it. And I love the idea that you're also open to incorporating Chinese medicine and other forms of alternative healing. So I do hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much.